After about 10 days, now I feel a little bit better. As you can see, we are actually in a new module, all right, which is module 5. It is the controlling. So planning and then controlling, this is connected together. So we start our discussion, the 4 functions, if you remember, planning and then implementation. Also, we keep saying like this function as the controlling, but I want to make sure you understand actually this can be also split into implementation, doing, and then plus the monitoring, adjusting. But those 2 steps are connected together and then they are repeating. The first chapter we want to discuss is organizational control. All right, so let's understand what is control and then how we can maintain or how we can achieve effective control. Previously, we talked about the planning. What is planning, right? We have different levels of planning. And now control, we also have different levels of control. Now we are just focusing on the control, what to control. And then also how we can achieve the effective control. Almost all the companies, all the organizations, you have activities ongoing, right? So you have to control. You have the planning phase. You have the controlling phase. After talking about this chapter 12 about the control, right? And then I will skip the quality control, chapter 22. We directly go to chapter 23, which is the operation management. Quality control is part of the operation control. Operation control is the big topic. And then there will be something more specific regarding the OM, operation management, operation control. There will be something regarding the quality control, quality management, and other topics, right? HR, human resource, so other resource control. The operation control somehow covers everything, including this quality management. All right, so we will mention something about the quality management in this operation management, in the OM, okay? After planning, it is time to implement the plan, right? So actually we have the goal setting, talk about the strategy, talk about the tactics, and then we have the plan. So before control, we needed to do something, right? We needed to implement, we needed to execute. This is always, I want to, remind you, they will skip this step, all right? This do step. But actually this do is very important. I will introduce you a quality management approach. I like to adapt project management mindset or project management thinking. If we talk about the project management, controlling phase, it is the realization phase in project management. In other words, we talk about the implementation, checking, you can call controlling, right? Like project management, we have the closing phase, right? But for our daily operation, all right, we don't close, right? We don't close. So we make this like a circle, repeating that phase, okay? So if nothing happened, we just circle here, right? A small circle. If it is the major change, we will need the big circle, including change of the target, change of the goals, right? Or even change of the strategy. What is the controlling, right? So controlling is the process of monitoring and adjusting the organizational activity. We will make it more specific. It is the operational activity. This operational activity for different functions means different thing, right? You are the sales team. You do sales, marketing, right? Goods receiving, you are doing this storage stuff. So if you are like accounting, you do your accounting, financial related activities, right? Bookkeeping, this thing. For all the functions, we have this so-called this monitoring, adjusting, this process. Target is meet the goal, right? So remember, we start from the goal setting, and then we have the planning, we have the controlling to achieve the goal. Probably we are doing our job. We have this operation ongoing every day, but the environment is changed. So environment to change. Although we say, hey, we don't have anything to change, but the environment change, we have to adapt, right, to the dynamic nature or the dynamic environment. Honestly speaking, most people, we are resistant to, let's say, change. All right, we just want to do the easy daily routines, day by day. But unfortunately, those organizational activities, operations are very complex. We have to be ready. Okay, so if anything wrong, and then we needed to adjust, right? Small things we do adjust. All right, big things we need to change. From the organization perspective, the company can be sold. Let's make it a little bit more optimistic, right? We just change with the assumption like our organization is still existing. Unlike my previous company, they just sold the company. I mean, although the company, my company is still existing, but they belong to a different group. We will make mistakes. We will have small errors. If we don't control, those small things will accumulate, will become big, out of control. Once it becomes the big one, right, become a crisis, like very difficult to, let's say, address. My understanding is the same as the project management. Okay, so although you are running a small project, you needed to access, you needed to control. All right, actually, I like to use monitoring, but you needed to monitor what is happening. Good, all right, smooth. If yes, okay, let's continue. If not, what I needed to change. Procedure, change of the procedure steps, or I have to change the goal or the scope of my project. Honestly, keep it simple. Why we control? We just don't want troubles, right? We don't want big troubles, so we need control. But at the same time, we need to make sure we are on the right track to achieve the goal. We have talked about the very general control, right? Why we have control different levels, organizational activities, or including projects we needed to control, because after planning, this is the controlling phase. We can control many things, right? We can control the process, we can control the output, we can control the quality, many things to control. We focus on let's say, resource control, because we are talking about the agribusiness. So input, production, or let's say operation. Now we don't use production anymore. We use the operation, input, operation, output. We have all the supporting resource, right? Financial capital, financial resource, human resource, okay? And then actually we will also have the time resource. Time is also, right, a very important resource. Although we say, hey, we just follow the schedule, but sometimes you need to speed up, right? Sometimes you need to slow down. Let's focus on different area. So usually we call it the physical resource, right? This physical resource covers many things. Input, okay? Raw materials. We'll have the process, actually physical resource, including the process control. And then also talk about the output, right? The products, actually including the service as well. Just trying to have a little broader view regarding this physical resource. Human resource, this is important. Not only we recruiting, we have the organization, this old chart or organization structure. We needed to recruit people, selecting, recruiting, and then don't forget, we will have training, development, technical skill, interpersonal skill for managers, right? And then also conceptual skill. It's not about the number, it's also about the quality. We will talk about that in the leading next module. Information resource, information management or information system. This has become a very important topic. Remember, when we talk about the planning, we always start with the environmental scanning, right? We always talk about like the competitors, intelligence, keep it simple. This is all about the market information. So we needed to control this information, this resource, not only how we collect the information, the data, right? But also how we can maintain. Actually, this is from information in and then the information out. How our organization, how our company is perceived by the customer, by the regular public. What is our image? What is our reputation? We have mentioned about the system model. Actually, this is more like a value chain. Remember, from the input, actually, we will go to the output. We call it the feedback from the This is the feedback from the market. Actually, we are more focused on this process, the operation, okay, all the resource involved. I added this time resource, like other resource, you see, human resource, HR, right? Information resource, IT, IM, right? And the physical resource, operation. This is the central part is money, the financial resource, the financial capitals. And then this is why CFO will become the CEO. Why? Control the financial resource. Using this diagram, you understand why, right? Why CFO become the CEO more likely. In the organization, they have a specific department, they call it the controlling department. The controlling is more control the financial resource. Financial controlling, as I just mentioned, we talk about the resource, we control the resource. Actually, we also control the functions. We control different functions, different activities, different process, right? Thinking about the function, different function, and then thinking about the goals, right? What goals we want to achieve. I think it's good to bring this up. So-called the planning controlling link. I always say, after planning, this is our function, right? And then we start the controlling immediately. Controlling by implementing, all right? If necessary, we needed to replay. If this is a new fiscal year, right? We needed to the new plan, okay? If something wrong, we needed to replan. I take out this organizing, leading. So why? Because usually we have the organization. Once we have the organization, we can start the planning, the controlling, those steps, those process. This leading is throughout organizing, planning, controlling phase. Leading by default. Organizing, we needed the leadership, leading. Planning, we need the leading. Controlling, we need the leading. This is why we have managers, right? Although manager is not exactly as leading, but when we talk about the leadership, what we talk about, we are motivating the individuals, leading the team. If I have to say which function is the most important one, I would say leading. Once you have leading, other things, organizing, planning, controlling become not a big issue. Okay, without leading, something can be wrong. I leave this leadership to the very end, right? We talk about the motivation, we talk about the conflicts management. Make sure that you understand that my planning and control link is a little different